492nd Special Operations Wing Change of Command Ceremony, where Colonel Todd A. Fogle will relinquish command to Colonel Andrew M. Jett. We are honored to have the Commander, Air Force Special Operations Command, Lieutenant General Brad Webb, as our presiding officer for today's ceremony. Our Commander of Troops is the Vice Commander, 492nd Special Operations Wing, Colonel Bradley Downs, and our guidon bearer is the Chief Enlisted Manager, 492nd Special Operations Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Christy Long. To help recognize the importance of today's ceremony, we are joined by a number of special guests. Lieutenant General Webb's spouse, Donna. From Colonel Fogle's family, his spouse, Johanna. His son, Nathan, and his spouse, Tori. His daughter, Claire, and son, Adam. His father, Colonel Phil Fogle, United States Army retired, and his mother, Betty. From Colonel Jett's family, his spouse, Michelle, and daughters, Haley and Maddie. Also joining us today are several distinguished leaders. The Command Chief, Air Force Special Operations Command, Chief Master Sergeant Greg Smith, and his spouse, Tina. The Air National Guard Assistant to the Commander, Air Force Special Operations Command, Major General David San Clemente. The former Vice Commander, Air Force Special Operations Command, Major General Norm Brosnick, United States Air Force retired. The Okaloosa County Commissioner, District 1, the Honorable Graham Fountain. The Executive Director, Air Force Special Operations Command, Mr. Donald Blaker. The Deputy Director of Military Affairs from Congressman Matt Gates' office, Mr. Adam Griffin. The Special Assistant to the Commander, Air Force Special Operations Command, Brigadier General William G. Holt, and his spouse, Jett. The Mobilization Assistant to the Director of Operations, Air Force Special Operations Command, Brigadier General William Wittenberger. Representing the Emerald Coast Fisher House, Mrs. Mia Hughes. The Commander, 1st Special Operations Wing, Colonel Michael Conley, and his spouse, Melissa. The Command Chief, 1st Special Operations Wing, Chief Master Sergeant William Adams. The Vice Commander, 96th Test Wing, Colonel Scott Dixon. The spouse of the Command Chief, 492nd Special Operations Wing, Ms. Tabitha Ayala. The Commander, 919 Special Operations Wing, Colonel Les Bradfield, and his spouse, Julie. The Command Chief, 919 Special Operations Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Pete Webb. The Vice Commander, 505th Command and Control Wing, Colonel Kurt Koenigsfield. We would also like to extend a warm welcome to the many group and squadron commanders, AFSOC directors, chiefs, first sergeants, community leaders, and distinguished guests in attendance today. Today, you will bear witness to a significant military tradition. The change of command is a military formation deeply rooted in history and tradition dating back to the 18th century reign of King Frederick the Great of Prussia. During this time, organizational flags were developed with colors and symbols unique to each military unit. The soldiers of the their loyalty and trust to their commander, symbolized by his flag. When the change of command took place, the outgoing commander would pass the flag to the individual assuming command. This gesture was accomplished in front of the unit, so all could witness the new leader assuming this dutiful position. He who controlled the flag also controlled the soldiers and their allegiance. This tradition has survived throughout military history. The transfer of the flag to Colonel Jett symbolizes the change of command at this solemn military ceremony. The 492nd Special Operations Wing is AFSOC's focal point for training, education, irregular warfare, test and evaluation, irregular warfare doctrine, tactics, and lessons learned. As the command component for AFSOC's most diverse array of missions, the wing champions innovation and discovers and leverages synergies to instruct, conduct, and enhance special operations missions across the Air Force Special Operations Force enterprise, including mobility, building partnership capacity, strike capabilities, and intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of ruffles and flourishes, presentation of the colors, singing of the national anthem, and the invocation.
Wing! Through! And hut! Present! Present! Ha! Order! Order! Up!
Hut! Hand! Hut! Right shoulder! Hut! Forward! Hut! Hut! Wheel! Hut! Hut! Halt!
Present! Present! Ha!
Present! Halt! Right shoulder! Hut!
Order! Order! Ha!
Hut! 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 Right wheel! Hut! What? Hut!
If you'd like, please pray with me. Almighty God, this day we thank you for the precious and strong, competent leadership that is the 492nd's leaders. We're thankful for those who are willing to take up the heavy burden for all of us upon their shoulders. But we also recognize that leadership comes in seasons. It is for this reason today that we're thankful for the faithful service of Colonel Todd Fogle. We're grateful for his guidance and expertise as the 492nd Commander, his distinguished service, outstanding leadership, and faithful devotion to God and country have been a model for his airmen and his peers. As it was written in the Psalms long ago, a man of this character is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in seasons and whose leaves do not wither. Whatever they do prospers. We ask for your continued guidance as Colonel Fogle and Johanna transition to a new adventure, and that this new chapter in their lives will be full of joy and happiness. May you continue to bless Colonel Fogle and his family all the days of their lives. Likewise, we ask that you give grace to Colonel Andrew Jett as he assumes command of the 492nd. We're also thankful for his years of dedication to the United States Air Force, and we look forward to a continued tradition of excellence under his leadership. May his command here be marked by wisdom, vision, and a care for his people. We pray for peace as well for Michelle and the girls as they support Colonel Jett and the airmen and civilians of the 492nd. And now, today, as we remember past accomplishments and look forward to future achievements, may you continue to bless all of us, the United States Air Force, and this great country. In your holy name, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Chaplain Webb. It is my distinct honor to introduce the Commander, Air Force Special Operations Command, Lieutenant General Brad Webb.
Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful carpetbagger morning. Good job doing this in May, Todd. These poor slobs next month, they'll be, water's gonna be drenching out of the hat. Welcome, everyone. Air Commandos, carpetbaggers, community leaders, Todd Fogle's family, Andy Jett's family. It's a really great day, like I said. Today, May 6th, exactly 1 month from today, marks the 75th anniversary of D-Day. 1944 was a time in history when our nation faced great power competition and a global security challenge. Ought to sound familiar. In 1944 in England, a small group of intrepid Americans developed innovative solutions to assist the French resistance to prepare for the invasion. These outside-the-box thinkers and airmen gave birth to the Carpetbaggers and Air Commandos, because carpetbaggers were pathfinders. They found a way to get the mission done. In advance of the expected invasion of Europe, carpetbaggers expanded to 4 squadrons to increase their capability. Now, 75 years later, the National Defense Strategy has again directed efforts towards great power competition. 2 years ago, we saw the expansion of the newest wing in AFSOC, the 492nd. 492nd was built to increase our soft capabilities across the spectrum of conflict and to maintain our competitive advantage. My charge to Todd, when he took command last year, was to continue to transform this wing's forward-looking expertise and to do so understanding the absolutely unique relationship this wing has with your total force partner, the 919 Special Operations Wing. Todd, you've done an outstanding job. First, you've ensured this wing is ready to fight today. Under Todd's watch, combat aviation advising and our non-standard aviation advising communities and medical personnel have deployed in support of 6 geographic combatant commands in over 85 nations. This includes being Air Force's only CAA organization to operationalize $1 billion in foreign assistance to combat violent extremist organizations. The 492nd also has AFSOC's largest flying training units, flying 11,000 plus our flying hour program, conducting initial upgrades, refresher training in 21 mission weapon systems, making it arguably the most diverse wing in AFSOC. Secondly, Todd has continued to transform the wing's forward-looking expertise and ensure our relevance against these challenges presented in the NDS. Carpetbaggers lead the testing in our command's 246 aircraft. Over the last year, executing 261 test events and 1,000+ test flight hours. This includes the first initial organizing, training, and equipping of our 37 AC-130J aircraft. By the way, those aircraft go into combat here in 2 months. That testing also enables the command's aircraft acquisitions program, $16 billion worth of programs there. The 492nd continues to lead the command in technological innovation. The Cloud Computing Initiative, our efforts to increase automation and reduce man hours, has resulted in the first MAGCOM meeting the Secretary of Defense directed efforts towards that end. We created the AFSOC Link 16 network. In-garrison training is now available, ensuring our operability with combat air forces. It's critical in the development of full-spectrum special operations, increasing the command's $2 million rapid engineering program, and ensuring the highest caliber of precise, lethal execution for special operations globally. Lastly, and a topic that's near and dear to me, Todd has done an outstanding job in shaping the future of what it means to be an air commando via the U.S. Air Force's Special Operations School. We've trained air commandos in cultural expertise, irregular warfare, specialized air power, and transforming airmen into not just air commandos, but joint leaders for our Air Force, which is why I asked Todd to rewrite the syllabus for training our future squadron commanders. Carpetbaggers of today are in many ways the actual vanguard of the Secretary of the Air Force's priorities. Restoring readiness, 492nd Training Group. Modernizing, 18th Flight Test Squadron. Driving innovation, 492nd Advanced Capability Squadron. Developing joint leaders, USAFSOS. Strengthening our allies, 492nd Ops Group via CAA and INSAF communities. Todd, you and your carpetbaggers are exactly who the SecAF wants the rest of the Air Force to be. And if you haven't picked up on the theme of readiness, relevance, and resilience, it's there. And Todd, you've done an outstanding job meeting my 3 priorities as well. Todd, thank you for running a race, a 3-legged race, very well. There is a way, you found it. Great job. Andy, congratulations on assuming command. During the course of reviewing Andy's records, speaking with his former leadership, and making the decision to put him in command of the 492nd, there was a common trend that I'd like to share with you all. Andy Jett is a pathfinder as well. He's been hand-selected. I know we overuse that term. You're going to hear it about 20 times here in the next 3 minutes. Hand-selected in every community you've been a part of. To help pave the road for a future of an organization, months after 9/11, Andy was hand-selected to fly in our data mass community. He was the first to be trained in new unit weapon systems, land and open new airfields in a number of theaters, and help foster some vital foreign relationships around the world. After that, he was hand-selected as initial cadre for the U-28, AFSOC newest weapon system at the time. He developed initial PC-12 and U-28 qualification programs from scratch. He was AFSOC Training Officer of the Year for his efforts there. And he was selected as the 319's first combat deployment. After that, he was hand-selected to go to U.S. SOCOM staff, where he wrote command policy for adding ISR sensors to the soft aircraft. He led J3's $1.2 billion program, non-standard aviation. That may be useful experience in the coming months, Andy. And after a year on staff, he was hand-selected to be part of U.S. SOCOM's CAG. After his intermediate school, he was hand-selected to be an operations officer and commander of the 34th SOS, where he spent over 500 days deployed. As a squadron commander, his squadron flew 500,000 sorties, 20,000 flight hours, 500,000 combat sorties, a number of enemy killed in action that he was responsible for, which I'm actually very proud of. At Senior Development Education, there at Maxwell, he was hand-selected to be the Director of Strategic Plans and Programs at Headquarters PACAF in Hawaii. Maybe you hand-selected yourself for that job in Hawaii, I'm not sure about that. But it was while Andy was there, and while he continued to pave the future of our military, that I selected Andy to be the next commander of the 492nd. Andy, my charge to you is kind of simple. The foundation of this organization has been set by Todd and by Nate before him, and by all past and present carpetbaggers. As the most diverse wing in AFSOC, and with an amazing total force partnership, you have the opportunity to embody what it means to maintain the balance across the spectrum of conflict. On the low end, increasing our combat aviation advising capacity and fostering relationships with foreign partners. In the middle, countering and defeating non-state threats, like developing and shaping the AC-208 and the light attack aircraft to create efficiencies and combat violent extremists, set the standard for the Air Force. And on the high end, continue to drive our innovation, modernization, and testing. Great power competition is back, and it will take pathfinders like the Air Commandos and Carpetbaggers here to maintain our competitive advantage. I have full faith and know that you know there is a way and you will find it. Todd and Joanna, thank you sincerely for your command time. I joke about Todd doing this in May. Of course, this is a short turn for Todd. He's headed off to join General Clark and being his right-hand man down at US SOCOM. We are deeply indebted for your leadership, Todd. And for Andy and Michelle and the girls, congratulations. I absolutely know you will lead the Carpetbaggers well. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the Legion of Merit.
Wing, through, touch, up. Present the order.
Attention to orders. Citation to accompany the award of the Legion of Merit, 1st Fogle Cluster, to Colonel Todd A. Fogle. Colonel Todd A. Fogle distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct and the performance of outstanding services to the United States as Wing Commander, 492nd Special Operations Wing, Hurlburt Field, Florida, from 15 February 2018 to 5 May 2019. During this period, the exemplary ability, diligence, and devotion to duty were instrumental factors in the development of full-spectrum special operators, increasing the command's $2 million rapid engineering program and ensuring the highest caliber of precise, lethal execution for special operations globally. Colonel Todd Fogle led the wing in special operations education and reform, shaping 616 future joint leaders through training, education, and experience. Additionally, he transitioned the command's only total force integration maintenance squadron, coordinating the transition of 20 aircraft and over $400 million in contracts to Air Force maintenance. His efforts were pivotal in the successful execution of over 20,000 flight hours with no mission losses. Colonel Fogle further oversaw Air Force Special Operations Command sole test and evaluation squadron. He led the testing for the command's 246 aircraft, directly improving the command's lethality and meeting the national defense strategy's highest priorities, ensuring both significant global and strategic impacts. Finally, he delivered special operations forces through the deployment of combat aviation advisors, non-standard aviation, and global health engagement personnel in support of 6 geographic commands in 85 diverse nations. His leadership bolstered alliances while concurrently building new partners and increasing vital military access worldwide. The superior initiative, outstanding leadership, and personal endeavor displayed by Colonel Fogle reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Thank you, General Webb. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Hooray! Hooray! Huh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander, 492nd Special Operations Wing, Colonel Todd A. Fogle.
General Webb, thank you for the kind words. Thank you also for the opportunity for Johanna and I to lead this awesome organization. It's been the greatest privilege of our life. Thank you also for the backing of me personally and my family in this wing. Without you, we would have never been able to get after the Air Force and SOCOM and your priorities, sir. And I think we're better, I know we're better because of your backing. So thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much. To our distinguished civilian and military guests, AFSOC generals, fellow wing commanders, Mr. Griffin from Congressman Gates' office, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you spending your time and part of your day with 492nd. It means a lot to the Carpetbaggers, so thank you very much. To my family, thank you for being the Air Force family that a guy like me could only hope for. Mom and Dad, I appreciate you being here. You guys are certainly working on your frequent flyer award. You guys have now been to 5 of these events, though, so I appreciate that. And it didn't just start with me in the Air Force. I can remember you being there for soccer games or whatever throughout my life, so thank you for the constant support. Nathan and Tori, boy, you guys are enduring a lot of travel to be here today, so we really appreciate it. We couldn't be happier to have you guys here and happier to see your success in life. Claire, thank you for sharing your weekend with me. Claire graduated from University of Central Florida in Orlando on Saturday, so it's been a little bit of a whirlwind for us, but thank you for sharing just a little bit of the spotlight this morning with me, and thank you, and proud of who you are and who you've become. Adam, boy, we keep dragging you all over the place, these short tours. Thank you for enduring all of the change without a single complaint. You're awesome. Thank you very much. And Johanna, there's no way I could have done any of this without you. Thank you for how awesome you are at welcoming folks in and building teams. Thank you for keeping us all grounded and for making us all better, me in particular. Thank you. And as a very small token, there's flowers for you that somebody's going to bring your way. But thank you very much for making me better. Annie, Michelle, you two are embarking on the greatest Air Force adventure. It is truly going to be exciting, and we couldn't be more excited for your opportunity to lead the Carpetbaggers. It's a strong organization with lots of great airmen. Thank you for what you're going to do to lead them, lead well. To the Carpetbaggers of the 492nd, serving beside you for the last 15 months has been my greatest privilege and pleasure. You have taught me and mentored me more than I could ever repay you. I can't describe your accomplishments any better than what General Webb has already done, so I won't attempt to do that. But thank you for all that you're doing. Everything that was mentioned here today really reflects on how awesome you have been over the last year and even before that, and how awesome I'm sure you're going to continue to be over the next couple of years while Colonel Jett and his team are here. You are truly the 1% who have volunteered to protect the other 99, and I can't thank you enough. On behalf of a grateful nation, and Johanna and I and my family in particular, thank you for your service. May God bless America.
The men and the women of the 492nd Special Operations Wing will now honor Colonel Fogle with the traditional farewell salute.
Wing! Rope! Attention! Hut! Reset! Reset! Up! Order! Order! Huh! Hooray! Hooray! Huh!
The change of command has been an important ceremony from the earliest days of our military, signifying a formal change of leadership in an organization. The passing of the flag from the outgoing commander to the incoming commander is accomplished in front of the entire unit, so all can witness their leader assuming command. He who controls the flag also controls the soldiers and their allegiance. On July 3rd, 1775, an elaborate ceremony was staged with 21 drummers and 21 fifers as General Artemus Ward surrendered command of the Massachusetts militia to General George Washington. 8 years later, General Washington said farewell to his officers. With a heart full of love and gratitude, I now take leave of you. I wish that your later days may be as prosperous and happy as your former ones have been glorious and honorable. Today's ceremony, drawing on the traditions of George Washington, pays tribute to the glorious and honorable achievements of the men and women of the 492nd Special Operations Wing as they change command from Colonel Fogle to Colonel Jett. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command.
Wait! Route! And hut! What's yours?
Attention orders. Under the provisions of Air Force Instruction 51-604 and Special Order HQ GS 19007, dated 6 May 2019, Colonel Andrew M. Jett assumes command of the 492nd Special Operations Wing from Colonel Todd A. Fogle, effective 6 May 2019. Please be seated. The men and women of the 492nd Special Operations Wing will now render their first salute to Colonel Jett.
Freeze it! Freeze it! Ah! Sorry, I was at the wing. Order! Order! Ah! Parade! Parade! Huh!
Ladies and gentlemen, the commander, 492nd Special Operations Wing, Colonel Andrew M. Jett.
Thank you, and good morning to everybody. General Webb, thank you. I want to thank you for a couple of things. First, for the opportunity to serve the Carpetbaggers of the 492nd. It's a special group of men and women, and it's an honor to serve them. And second, thank you for getting me out of Big Blue so fast. It was quite a worthwhile diversion, but painful at times. So thank you for bringing me back here. And to all of our distinguished guests, our general officers, fellow wing commanders, our family, friends, and carpetbaggers, and all of our fellow commandos, thank you for being here today. Michelle, Haley, and Maddie, thanks in advance for your patience. You've been there every step of the way, and I couldn't do something like this without you. Haley and Maddie, you girls are the lights of my life. I know that I have some early mornings and late nights at the office, but I want you to know that the best part of each day is the time that I spend with you and your mom, and me and Abby too. I love you all very much. Haley, thank you for cooking me breakfast this morning. It was delicious. And Maddie, thank you for staying in your seat. I did not think you would think of this one. You're a free seat. Thank you. And I believe we also have something to present to you as well. Flowers for Michelle and coins for each of the girls. There's a few other folks that I would like to thank. General Holt and Colonel D'Argenio. I can honestly say that Michelle and I may not be here without the guidance and mentorship that you gave us early in our careers. I really appreciate that. Michelle does too, and Colonel D'Argenio, if you could please pass that to Ms. Lori. Dr. J, I'm not sure where you're sitting, but you and Scott have been a bedrock for Michelle and I, and I very much appreciate that, and I'm incredibly grateful for your friendship. To my friends in the 919 Special Operations Wing, thank you for teaching me what it means to be a reservist executing an AFSOC mission. It's hard. You face a unique set of challenges, and to walk a mile in your shoes over the past year has been a privilege, and I will take that education with me into this new position. Anchor, you've been a great friend and a great mentor, and I've enjoyed every minute that I've worked for you. We've said it many times, but AFSOC cannot do its mission without the reserve, and vice versa. I'm looking forward to growing our total force integration as we get after it together. Colonel Fogle, congratulations. From the reserve side of things, I've watched you take the 492nd and the TFI partnership to the next level, and you've set the bar high. Thanks to you and Johanna for bringing us into the fold over the past few months and helping us with the transition. And we're very much looking forward to jumping in and picking up where you left off. Finally, to the Carpetbaggers of the 492nd. We are a unique wing inside of a unique command. Turning airmen into air commandos, sending out small teams of operational aviation detachments to train our international partners so that we can keep the fight far from our shores. Hiding in plain sight as we deliver combat effects to the enemy in the seams and on the fringes, and all the support that goes with that. These are no small charges, and I am humbled by the opportunity to serve you and your families. Put me to work. All current policies and directives remain in place. Thank you.